just a nightmare over here. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello. Today I really want to show you guys how I cut my own bangs. I've been doing it for years. They used to like start at the crown and go forward, and I have such thick hair that it just looked ridiculous. So I started kind of parting them myself, cutting them myself. I mean, I have a professional cut them whenever I get my hair done, but other than that, I pretty much self-maintain them most of the time. And I know that bangs can be a real pain in the ass for a lot of people, and I really wanted to show you guys how I like to manage my bangs and see if that maybe helps some people be able to do it themselves at home. So, first things first, you have to have really good hair scissors. I like these Conair ones. They're pretty cheap. You know, you can get them at the grocery store, but they still will like cut your hair. They don't do that thing where you try to cut it and it just like bends the hair inside in between the scissors. That is so annoying. It got to the point one time where I was cutting my mom's hair and her scissors were so old, I ended up just using kitchen shears because they were sharper than the hair scissors. So it's definitely good to get a good pair of hair scissors. You don't need to get like the super expensive ones that hairdressers use, because that's just money you don't need to spend. You have like 5 hairs. So now if you have thick hair like me, you see how long my bangs are, my god. I have been waiting a while to cut my bangs so that I can record this video just because I wanted to share it with you guys. So my bangs have gotten a little bit long. It's a little ridiculous. So, if you have thick hair like me, I definitely don't recommend doing the triangle bang, because again, it just sits real thick kind of on top of your forehead and it doesn't really look all that great. If you have thick hair like me, what I recommend you doing is you start at the line of your ear right here and you go all the way around your head to end at the line of your other ear here. That's how I parted my bangs. It definitely, like, it gives them some, you know, volume without it being so thick that it's like a hair shelf. Now, if you do have finer hair, then please, by all means, go ahead and do the triangle bang. I'm not going to show you how to do that, so watch a different tutorial. Maybe have it done professionally. Actually, have it done professionally. That's probably a better idea. You don't need to end up like that girl where she twists it and then does it and is like... The first thing you want to do is, after you, if this is your first time cutting your hair to make bangs, first do like I said. Then with the rest of the hair, you want to brush it back nice and tight, because you don't want to get loose hairs in your bangs and then end up with like a random little chunk, you know? Alright, so now I am going to just kind of take my fingers and loosely brush what bangs that I do have out of that ponytail that I brushed out. Again, if you are doing your bangs for the first time, this will be where you just have your hair sectioned out and ready to go. I need a comb. So, you take your comb, and I like to have my bangs kind of graduate to where they're like short so that I can see in the middle, and then kind of get longer around the edges of my face. So if I have my hair pulled back like this, it's not just all bang, you know what I mean? So what I do is I find where my eyeball ends on the side here, and I just take the comb and I go straight up. And that's where I start to make it longer. That way my hair is short where my eyes are, and then I can see things, which as a nurse is a really good thing to be able to do. Just take clips and clip back the pieces that you're not going to cut right now. It just makes your life that much easier. What do we think? I think this could be a look. No? I'm not appreciated in my time. Now, if you have a fine-tooth comb, that is what I would recommend using to comb out your bangs. My husband travels with the only fine-tooth comb that we have. So I'm just going to use this wide-tooth comb and wing it. I wouldn't recommend cutting it all at once, because then you're going to bunch up the sides. So I would say part it down the middle and just cut one side at a time so you can get it nice and flat. Now here's the deal. Always cut your bangs dry. Do not cut them wet, because your hair kind of shrinks up when it dries, and then you're going to realize that your bangs are shorter than you meant them to be. So, also, lay down a towel, which I did not do, and I'm going to be mad at myself now. I like to pull my bangs nice and tight to where my fingers end at the bump on my nose here. That is where my nose stops being bone and starts being cartilage. Everyone has one. It may not be as visible, but you can feel that ridge. That's where I like my fingers to end. Because then when I let it go, it always ends up kind of grazing my eyebrows, but not really being so long that it's poking me in the eyes. Another thing that I do is I'm going to try and get it close so you can see. Do not cut straight across. I cut at an angle like this. You see how you got that little triangle there? That keeps you from having completely blunt bangs, which, if that's what you're going for, by all means, cut straight across. That is not what I'm going for. I am going for kind of like a feathered bang. So I cut little triangles like this. Let me get this one a little shorter so that it's got like a little kind of feathery edge there. So let's go to the other side. And we shall do the same thing. Now there was hair all over my bathroom. Oh, look, some dead batteries. Why don't I just throw my trash away? What kind of animal am I? So now, when you have your bangs down, you can see that they are still pretty blunt. I mean, you know, one little triangle cut's not gonna fix the whole world. So what I now do is I take it and I comb it, again with my fine tooth comb that I do not have, straight up, and then I kind of go to the side like this. And then you'll see that you still have quite a bit of length here. And I do the same triangle cut again. And I do that all the way across. Notice I pull it out until that first little hair drops. Then I know that I am not cutting a significant amount of length off of them so that it won't end up blunt when I'm done, or end up way too short when I'm done. One last time. Feel that little hair drop. I have a cowlick right here, so I tend to not be able to cut these as short as I would cut these because it just kind of shrinks up anyways. So now I just kind of shake it out, get all those loose hairs out. My scrub is covered in hair. So, my hair's a little oily, mostly from me working and sweating all day, but also because I just ran my fingers through it 8,000 times. But as you can see, they're nice and feathered. There's no blunt edges. There's no obvious, you know, crazy layers going on. They are still a little long, so I'm probably going to touch them up real quick. You always want to start long and go shorter, because if you start too short, then you're screwed and you gotta wait a while for them to grow out. So now, they cover my eyebrows, but they do not poke me in the eye, except for this little bastard right here. One final thing that I do before calling it quits with these guys is I want to kind of thin out the edges a little more. So I go back and I only go to about here. And then I vertically cut. This just helps you feather the ends a little bit. And I think that's the little bastard that's poking me in the eye. Ooh, came about that close to cutting my finger. Now, my nice and oily bangs are short. But not so short that I look ridiculous. So, now we take these pieces that we've clipped back. God, my counter is just covered in hair. Why didn't I put a towel down? I would like to take a brief moment out of today's broadcast to remind you to listen to your own advice. So, we're going to brush down our little pieces. Now, I really just recently cut these, and they are still kind of short. They do not grow as fast as my bangs do. So I'm probably not going to trim them as much as I normally would. But what I would normally do is I would take it like this and kind of gradually get longer and longer and longer like that. Like I said, I recently just cut these. I probably cut them the same time I cut my bangs the last time. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they're shorter or what, but my bangs grow like 10 times faster than the rest of my hair. So I don't know. But now I have bangs that allow me the gift of sight. And we're sweating. Ugh. Why do I do this at midnight after working 12 hours? I just look disheveled. Luckily my husband is not home to go, God, honey, with the hair, really? So, are you okay? Did I hurt you? Pay no attention to the shaking of the pill bottle. I'm getting all the little hairs into the sink where they can be picked up in one little clump and flushed down the toilet. Oh, by the way, to all those people that seem to think that if a woman empties their hairbrush, which mine is particularly heinous at the moment, with all the hairs, you know, emptying this hairbrush into the toilet will not clog the toilet. Your toilet is made for solid waste. A small smattering of little hairs is not going to hurt your plumbing. It'll hurt your sink, which in my case, I'm screwed, but not your toilet. So to all those husbands out there that say, honey, don't put your hair in the toilet, you're gonna clog it. Shut up! Go throw away the hair, excuse me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my midnight bang trim. I hope that this gave you a little bit of wherewithal to be able to do your own bang trim at home, or maybe even just give yourself bangs for the first time. I've had bangs since I was 12 years old. Fun story, and by fun I mean, you know, dark and sad. Back in the 8th grade, there was like class pictures up on the wall and from a few years back, and there was this kid that had long blonde hair like mine, and it was parted right down the middle just like mine, and everybody started saying, oh my god, you look exactly like that kid. Well, that kid was a boy, and it really started to bother me. And so I went home to my mom and I was like, everybody is saying that I look like a boy, and she was like, well, kids are stupid. So it used to be really cute when you had bangs. You want to try bangs and like a side part? And I said, sure, why not? And I have literally had bangs ever since. Because it works for me. Because I'm so tall, my face is very long, and it just kind of helps break everything up. Just a little random factoid about me and my life. Oh my god, I'm so sweaty. Please do not forget to subscribe, like this, bell, Snapchat, internets. I am planning on doing a review of the Tall Girl video on Netflix. I have not had 5 seconds to sit down and watch it. I was really upset when I found out it was a movie and not a show, because I can't binge watch a movie. So I will probably be watching it in like 30-minute increments over the course of the next week. I'm not gonna live tweet it. That's not a thing anymore. Hey look, I got a bang hair on my nose. I'm stuck in all the sweat. Like, subscribe, bell icon, everything all the YouTubers say, and please spread the word about my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos soon, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you whenever the hell I see you. Bye.